What is happening, everybody? Steve again with Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com, coming back to you with another live hangout video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a live sales update. I've got about 15 items that I'm going to update you with, items that have sold, clothing items which have sold on eBay recently. And I'm going to talk about the brand names, the different styles, what I paid for the items, what they sold for, and any other relevant information I feel might be able to add value to your life. So before we get into the sales update, I just want to do a quick microphone check. I want to make sure, first of all, that you could hear me clearly. And secondly, I want to make sure that you could see my screen. What is happening, everybody? Steve again with Rake and Profit. All right, and I've got a little issue going. Hold on one second. Another live hangout. That sounds weird, hearing my own voice. Had the volume up on my other screen. But yeah, I want you to leave a comment below, folks. Let me know that you could hear me, and let me know you could see my screen so I could show you the actual items on my eBay which have sold and talk about them. So I'm going to let you guys leave a comment below. I'm going to check the comment section to make sure that everything's good, and then we are going to get right into the sales update. So just bear with me for one moment, folks. And feel free as well to let me know how your sales have been going on eBay. Let me know if you found anything really awesome, or like what you've sold recently. Maybe you could talk about what you paid, what you sold it for, some of your best sales. Definitely interested in hearing what you folks have been selling. I'm going to refresh the comments real quick and see if there are any suggestions. Kansas Picker says, "Hey Steve, let's rock and roll." Feel free as well to let me know how your sales have been. We got Glad Sky in the house. What is going on, girl? Just let me know, folks. I'm just waiting a minute to make sure that you could hear me all right and that you could see my screen. The last thing I want to do is go through this whole sales update and you know, have the audio not working well and the camera actually pointed at my face. So leave a comment. Let me know if you could hear and see me. Looks like we got 13 people in the house. All right, we got L Philly. Said, "What's up? What's up? All is good." All right, so I'm going to take that as a good sign that things are looking looking good, and I'm going to get into this sales update. And before we get into this, be sure to hit the like button. Show some support. Let me know that you like these videos. It's the best way for me to gauge, you know, how entertained you are and how, you know, likely it is for me to make another video. If you guys really like it and you hit that thumbs up, it lets me know, and I keep making them. If there's not a lot of thumbs up or some thumbs down, there's a lot of them, maybe I won't make them. So let me know. If you don't like them, give it a thumbs down. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. So let's get into the sales update and talk about the first item which I've sold. And every few minutes, I'm going to go back to the comment section, shout some people out, see what's going on, see what other people are selling. So feel free to leave your sales in the comment. But let's have some fun for about a half hour. First item that I sold is a Ralph Lauren 2-button blazer. First thing that really stands out to me is the real nice color, navy blue, gold buttons. And let's see, it was 100% wool, 42 small, so it wasn't a smaller side. And I had it for sale originally at $59.99. And I was running a sale and ended up selling it for $47.99. So definitely a good flip right there. It was the green label, as you can see. And there's a few different labels when it comes to Ralph Lauren. There's the green label. There's a purple label. There's the normal blue label. There is a black label. I'm not sure if there's any other labels, but there's quite a few different labels. The best one's the purple label, of course. It's very high-end. Then probably maybe like the black label, and then the blue label, and the green label is kind of lower end, but not always. It could still sell for some good money. Show you some pictures. Gold buttons are definitely an excellent selling point. And don't forget, folks, I mean, if you want to start selling blazers and sport coats and suits and higher-end stuff, I do have a program that's going to be coming out probably within the next month, maybe between 30 and 45 days. That's going to be a whole program based around selling these types of items. And it's not just a book, which it is a 270 275-page ebook, but it's not just the book. There's also bonus videos, bonus interviews, PDFs, extra resources, quite a few other things. So it's a pretty crazy program, but I love selling these types of items. I mean, they're a little slower of a sell sometimes, and it takes a while. Sometimes you have to have patience, but when they sell, they really do pop. And I believe I was only in this one for between $3 and $5. I'm not sure if I got this one on the half off day, but very good flip right there, $47.99. But yeah, definitely a nice flip right there. The next item that I sold is an awesome item right here. I'm sure you folks could appreciate this. The Hunger Games training shirt. And the funny thing is, when I went to meet up with Chris Green a few weeks ago when I was hitting the thrift stores with Ronnie at Hart's Motor Company, when I met up with Chris Green, I noticed that in his office he had a bunch of clothes. He had a whole clothing rack there, and he was showing me some of the clothes that he had, and he actually pulled the same shirt out, the Hunger Games training shirt, District 12, and I thought it was funny, but just because I had never really seen one before, and when I found this at the thrift store, I was like, wow, that's pretty neat. But I was in that for, I think I was in it for $5.99 or $3.99, something around there, and sold for $34.99, sold buy it now today, so definitely a nice flip right there. Let's see what the material was on that. Looks like it was 90% polyester, 10% spandex, made in China. Just an interesting piece right there. Anything, you know, different, unique, just something that doesn't seem like it's really mainstream and might be difficult for someone to find. That's the type of stuff you want to pick up. Short sleeve, black, red, gray, 20-inch pit to pit. So it is a smaller item, but definitely a nice flip right there. I'm going to check the comment section real quick, see what's going on, see if anyone's been selling anything cool. Would love to hear what you folks are selling. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through the comment section right now. Shout some folks out. Looks like we got 24 people in the house. That is awesome. Glad people are coming over to watch. Hopefully I could, you know, help you folks out a little bit, add some value to your lives, or maybe just give you some sort of entertainment while you're listing your items or just surfing the web. But 14 likes so far. I appreciate that. Keep hitting that like button. I love it. We got Harold Rumetz in the house again. Glad you've been coming to a lot of the shows. Picked up a Robert Graham Newwood tags. Sold it for $148. Picked for $6 from a local thrift today. Or maybe it was Newwood tags. Maybe it had a retail price of $148. For $6 he bought it for. All right. Graffiti Street art pattern should get 70 easily. Maybe more. I mean, you might be able to get more. You never know. You know, a brand like Robert Graham Newwood tags, if it's got a really crazy design, you could get pretty darn close to that MSRP. If it's more bland and not really that sexy and exciting, which kind of like the Robert Graham Newwood tags that I found the other day. I think it was Newwood tags, and I think it was like 118 MSRP. I think I'm shooting for, I don't even know what it was going for, but it wasn't that nice. So I was probably shooting for like 70% of the MSRP. And Harold said heart rate shot up when I saw it on the rack. I could only imagine. Sometimes I'm going through the racks and I see something and I'm like, holy moly, my mind is like about to explode. It's just something so spectacular. I'm like, oh my gosh, how is this thing still here? Jeremiah Ebert 1. I've been selling so many belts. Found a Burberry belt at Salvation Army for $2.99. Sold it a few days ago for $129.99. Wow, that's a crazy flip right there. Thanks for sharing that. You know, that's a good idea for another live hangout that we're going to do, that we could do in the future. We'll go through belts. We'll research them together and get acquainted with the brands and the selling points that are popular and just what they're selling for, because that's definitely something along with ties that I would really like to learn more about. Definitely a men's accessory that has potential to make money. And I have picked up a few belts in the past few weeks. Allen Edmond belts, and I think I picked up a Hugo Boss belt as well. So my employee's actually in the process of taking pictures of those right now, but it looks like they're going between like 30 and 60 bucks. Allison Prater looks and sounds great. Can't wait for the new program. I watched the video and it looks awesome. Yeah, I ended up sending out a private exclusive video to the people who purchased 101 Killer clothing brands today. So if you didn't purchase it through Gumroad, you didn't get the you didn't get the exclusive video because when I sell a item on Gumroad, when I sell my book, you have to put your email address in. So I do have your email addresses. So I shot out a whole bunch of I shot out an exclusive video to all the people on the email address. But yeah, go to Gumroad, pick up that book, 101 Killer Clothing Brands. It could definitely help you out, and you might even get some exclusive videos out of it. But all right, I'm going to go back into the sales update and see what is happening in there. So far we've gone through the Ralph Lauren 2-button blazer that sold for $47.99. Then I showed you the beautiful Hunger Games shirt. Different, unique, just one of a kind it seems like, because maybe not one of a kind, but just one of those things you're not going to find every single day. All right, the next item that sold is a beautiful button front shirt, Oxford collar. Ralph Lauren Polo is the brand. 2 extra large, 100% cotton, Blake style, very nice, striped. And this has been up for sale for a while. I could just tell because just based on the way I took the picture. This was when I was doing all the picture taking myself before I got the employee. So this has probably been sitting for a few months, but sold for $29.99. The big and tall stuff definitely does well. Just make sure with any dress shirt, I mean, especially like the Brooks Brothers, but even like the Ralph Lauren Polos, make sure that the dress shirts are in good condition. Check the collar for fraying, check for stains, check for hidden rips, check for missing buttons. Because honestly, the dress shirts, if they have flaws, you're going to have a hard time selling them because, you know, people are wearing these things to look nice in formal situations. And, you know, 90% of the people, in my opinion, won't buy a dress shirt if it has flaws. You'll have a better chance of selling flawed items like Pendleton shirts or maybe hunting style type of shirts, or, you know, things that are worn outdoors, maybe even like a Harrison tweed sport coat. But the dress shirts, you definitely got to be careful. And I've actually had a lot of success taking pictures this way. It's kind of like a slanted angle with the sleeve coming out. Seems to do well. My employee's not taking the pictures like that just because it's kind of time consuming and it's a little difficult to get down. But I might have them switch over to the style of pictures again in the future because it definitely helps, you know, represent the item in a really positive light. But here's some of the pictures. I mean, nothing special, just a Ralph Lauren Polo, 100% 2-ply cotton. Take a look at the listing. Let's see what the pit to pit was. I'm gonna guess 27 inches, 30 inches. So definitely a really big chest measurement right there. Just a nice sale right there. I'm not sure what I paid. I think I paid like $5. I won't pay more than $5 for a Ralph Lauren Polo, just like a basic dress shirt. The only way I'll pay more for Ralph Lauren Polo is if it's like a unique item, and there's plenty of unique polo items out there. One of my favorite things to pick up is just weird Ralph Lauren Polo stuff. Next item that sold is a Nike ThermaFit hoodie, and this actually sold, I think it sold yesterday. Size extra large, has the nice logo going across the chest, and this sold for $21.59. I picked this up at a Salvation Army for $1.99. I specifically remember, and you know, the Salvation Army, you can find some things over there pretty cheap sometimes, especially when, like, I don't know about your stores, but over here in Connecticut, some of these Salvation Armies, the racks are so freaking jam-packed with clothes that you could barely even like shift the rack. Like, you try to, I'm sure you folks know what I'm talking about, you're trying to look through the rack, but there's so many clothes compacted on it, you can't even like get in to look at the tag. And I'll tell you right now, that's a little secret right there. That's one of the best signs that you're going to find some gold at these thrift stores when you're looking for clothes, because most people, even pickers, there's one sure thing in life that I know about a good majority of pickers is that they're lazy and they don't want to go through these racks that are difficult to maneuver through. So a lot of times I'll just be shifting clothes around and putting it on different racks. I'll be screwing the store up sometimes just so I can look through the rack and make room. But the point I was trying to make was when the racks are really tight like that, look through them all, because not a lot of people are looking through them, and you could really find some good deals in there if you take your time. And I found this. This was only $1.99, like I said, and sold for $21.59. I mean, not the greatest flip, but definitely some good profit. Probably going to make, let's see, $5 to ship. Say $3 in fees. We're up to $8, $2, $10. I mean, I'm probably going to make about $10 profit when all said and done. So $2 to $10, definitely a really nice flip right there. Let's look at one more item, then I'm going to go back into the comments and shout some more people out. Here's a men's Lacoste dress shirt, Oxford collar, button front pocket, alligator logo on it. Very nice, authentic, 42 US size, equivalent to a large, and very nice item. This was for sale for $34.99. Ended up getting a best offer the other day for $30, and I said, Yes, I will take that deal all day long. Can't beat that. Only in that for about, I think I paid $5 for this shirt. I'm pretty sure, somewhere around there. And not sure how long it took to sell. Let's see. It doesn't say it on here. But I don't think it was up for long. I think this was up for like a few days, if I'm correct with my thinking. But just a very nice dress shirt. Lacoste, it doesn't seem to be selling as fast as it used to be. I think there's a lot more people selling this brand. But if you find like dress shirts, they seem to sell pretty well. The polo shirts seem to be a little slow lately for me. Not sure if you guys can relate. Take a look at the listing. Blue, 24 pit to pit, 26 sleeve, 33.5 length. Just a really nice item right there and a pretty sweet flip. So I'm going to go back into the comments, shout some people out, answer some questions, see if anything is going on in the comments. And I did set up, in the Google Hangout, I did set up the question thing. I told you I was going to do it. So let's see if I can figure out how this works. Answer questions by selecting one from the list. All right. Selecting question. Does that go on the screen? I'm just playing around for a second, guys, so bear with me. I just selected a question underneath under the Q&A part of Google. I'm not really sure how to use this, so just bear with me for one moment. The question was from 01 Woof. When someone accepts a best offer, how do you see what the offer they accepted was? All right, I'll show you firsthand. So let's go into the actual item that's sold. So you see this. I hope I'm answering the question right, but you're trying to figure out if an item's sold on eBay and it has a line through it, how do you figure out what the best offer was? What did they accept it for? So if that's the question you're asking, pretty much it's really easy. So you see you're on the page right now, it says $34.99 with a line through it. How do you figure out what it sold for, what it actually sold for, what the best offer was accepted for? Well, all you do is you scroll down to the portion where it says print and report item, and you hit the print button. And then it's going to bring up another page that shows exactly what it sold for. So this sold for 30 bucks, like I said, and that's how you do it. That's like magic. So I think I did that correct. So if you guys have any questions, you could put them in the Q&A section. On the screen, it's probably going to say, like if you, right when you get into this video, it's going to say you want to join the Hangout in Google. It's going to be on the lower left-hand portion of the screen. You could click on that, and then you could ask questions through there, and I could go and answer them. But whatever's easier for you, either through the YouTube comments or through the Q&A. All right, we got 34 people watching. That's awesome. We got a lot of people in the house tonight. 23 likes. Appreciate all the likes, everybody. If you enjoy these videos, keep hitting that like button. Let me know in the comments. I'll keep making these videos. I think I have more fun than you folks making them than you guys are watching them. All right, let's shout some people out. Sparky Combs having trouble selling some Hawaiian-themed button-up shirts. Some 100% silk and all, but a few are made in Hawaii. Do they usually take a while to sell? It really depends. I mean, clothing in general takes a while to sell if you were to compare it to like electronics or video games. I mean, clothing, you do have to wait for the right person to come along. And I guess the best advice I could give when it comes to Hawaiian shirts are find the ones that are really colorful, that are vibrant, that have a lot of really interesting designs, maybe like flowers, or if they're embroidered, or if they have maybe like a theme to it. Maybe if there's like a guitar theme, or maybe there's like a beach theme or something like that. Themes seem to do well. So if they're not selling, try to lower the price or improve your pictures or keywords or your listing. But in general, I mean, clothing does take a while. The key is to pick them up cheap and price it, you know, at a price that will be acceptable when it sells if it takes some time. And, you know, once you get a whole bunch of inventory going, it kind of starts working in your favor. Sam TV 2013 says, do belts. Yeah, I'm going to, man. I'm definitely going to do that. That's a great topic idea for another one of these live hangouts for research. Kansas Picker. Steve, I only watch your vids to hear you say the words button and cotton. What? Do I say button and cotton weird? Where are you from, Kansas Picker? Oh, you're from Kansas. Duh. Yeah, I guess it's crazy because I don't feel like I have an accent. And then other people listen to me and they're like, wow, you definitely have an accent. And then I listen to you folks and I'm like, you guys have an accent. And you're like, I don't have an accent. Junior iOS 0. Hey, Steve, ever hear of the brand English Laundry? Came along 2 nice button-ups. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. I've sold quite a few of those items in the English Laundry brand. Really nice brand right there. Nice stitching, nice colors. Sometimes they'll have the interesting cuffs. They'll have the embroideries at times, but definitely a good brand right there. You can make some good money. Natalie G agrees and says, I would love to know more about belts too. So we got CMTV 2013 and Natalie G dying for a belt video, so I'm definitely going to have to do one. Joey Wheeler, hi on average, how long does it take to sell an article from the start of the listing? It really depends, honestly. It could sell within a day, like that Lacoste shirt or some other items that I sell, and it could take forever and just never sell. It really depends. I mean, clothing's weird. I mean, clothing, it's like taking a calculated risk. You want to focus on the bigger items. You want to focus on the vibrant color items. You want to focus on a good brand, an interesting material, a good condition item. And you want to just focus on things that give you a better chance at selling it. But some items, I don't know if it just has to do with clothing in general or if it's the eBay algorithm kind of hiding your listings over time, but sometimes it sells quick. Other times it never sells. Like I said before, the key is to really buy them cheap, you know, get them in at a good price, keep your profit margins high, and pretty much wish for the best. And if you get enough inventory going, enough things are going to pop on a daily basis, and the profits are going to be big enough to make it worth it, to make it worth your time with not only the profit from those items, but to cover, you know, losses and items that don't sell. But over time, a lot of items that, you know, don't seem to be selling, they will trickle over time, and it'll make it worth your while. But can't really give you a number. It really depends. Anyone who's been selling clothing, I'm sure you could agree with me. But that's why I really like the blazers, the sport coats, and suits. And that's like really my main motivation why I made that program, is because the margins are so high on these items. Like, honestly, I really won't mess with an item that's a blazer, a sport coat, or a suit unless I'm pretty confident I can sell it for at least 30 or 40 bucks. And average I'm shooting for is probably between 50 and 80. And I mean, if you find the right item, ask Hart's Motor Company. He flipped a Loro Piana cashmere blazer the other day for what? I think $500. So I mean, that is pretty rare, but it's not unlikely to sell, you know, some nice suits for 150, 200 bucks, $100. So I mean, that's really why I like you know, focusing on those items, and that's what I'm starting to focus on a lot more. They do take some time to sell, and sometimes they, you know, they won't sell, or they'll take a while. Like I said, it'll never sell. But if you pick up 50 of them and 25 of them sell for between 50 and 80 bucks, and you're picking up for $5 a piece, you're still going to be in the green by a lot. And then those other ones are going to trickle sell. And, you know, that's why I really love the those types of items, because the profit margins, it's just, you really got to focus on profit margins once you get rolling. Glad Sky, great info. Thank you. I am learning so much. I bought a Bradley Bentley leather coat for $6.99 and sold it for $42.99. Cha-ching! She says, this is so cool, I'm actually able to see and hear a live streaming video. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Sometimes it's hard to catch those live videos, but you're here, and you're ready to rock and roll. What's up from Louisiana? I am so bad at accents. All right, let's go back into the sales update and show you some more items that sold. Next item that sold is another blazer, another beautiful blazer. Kind of has the same look as that Ralph Lauren that I showed you, the green label one. The first item that sold, but a really nice item right here, Hart, Schaffner, and Marks. Men's, obviously, navy blue color blazer, 46 regular on the bigger side. Very, very nice item. 2-button style, gold buttons, beautiful flat pockets. Just an excellent item right there. Looks like it was fully lined, I believe. I think it had a single dual vent. And, yep, just a beautiful, beautiful item. And it actually sold for, I believe it sold for $60. Let me check. Yep, it sold for 60 bucks. This took about, I think it took about a month to sell. Okay, yep, April 22nd, so less than a month, about a month to sell, somewhere around there. But only in that for $4.99. I think that was 10 bucks, and I got it half off. So definitely some really nice profit right there, turning 5 to 60 minus fees, probably profiting about $40 on that. So definitely a smile on my face. And let me know, folks, in the comments, what has your experience been with blazers, sport coats, suits, 3-piece suits, just those types of items in general? What's your experience been? Have you attempted to sell them and you've had difficulty getting rid of them? Have you started to sell them and you're doing really well? What are your profit margins like when you pick up these items and you sell them? How much are you paying for these items at the thrift store? So definitely let me know, giving you some ideas, but very interested to know your experience with these types of items. Like I said, they do take some time to sell, but when they sell, they really do pop. And that's really what I'm focusing more on lately. I see the more and more I go to these thrift stores, the more of these types of items I'm picking up. Just today I was at the thrift store. I picked up a very nice Burberry London suit for $12.99. Not sure what that's going to bring in, but I'm sure I could get maybe $150 for it. I picked up a, what was that other suit I found? It was a really nice brown suit. It was a Nordstrom suit, I believe. Really nice. I paid, I think that was $5.99. Probably get between $50 and $80. And then I picked up a beautiful Joseph A. Bank signature gold series suit, and I've had a lot of success selling those items, and you know, only $5 or $6 for that. So I mean, that's well worth your time right there, taking into consideration those profit margins. Next item that sold is a brand new with tags, Slazenger, if that's how you pronounce it, gold polo shirt, green short sleeve cotton large. And this was new with tags. And I remember when I first saw this item, I'm not sure where it was, but I remember seeing it and thinking to myself, would this actually sell? And then I thought, you know what, golf is popular. You know, people want new with tag stuff. It's expensive in a store. It was only like $3.99, I believe, maybe less. And I figured, you know what, I'll roll the dice, give it a shot. It's really about taking calculated risk, but you know, wasn't expecting it to sell so quick. This actually started May 5th. And it sold on, paid on PayPal May 18th. So this only took 13 days to sell, less than 2 weeks, turning $4 into 22. Can't beat that. Next item that sold is a Ralph Lauren polo, 3 extra large, 3 extra big. What is the size of this thing? Take a look at the tag. 3 extra large big. All right. So this is a 3 extra large big Ralph Lauren polo shirt, orange color, striped, got the white and the green. Looks like the purple pony logo. Very, very nice item right here. Big and tall. I can't say it enough. I know your ears are bleeding when I talk about this because I say it so much. Big and tall stuff sells. America is chubby. America is fat. America likes to eat. America has a hard time shopping for clothes because a lot of people, I can see the stores are starting to adjust and they're starting to, you know, stock a lot more bigger clothes now, but people have a hard time finding these sizes. I mean, there's a lot of smalls and mediums and larges and extra larges, but it's really hard if you go to a store to find that really big stuff, especially in a nice brand like this. So it is more expensive. So people, you know, not only are people having a hard time finding it, but it's more expensive. So they would rather come on here online and pick it up for, you know, 30% of the MSRP and have a really nice item. So can't complain. I love finding the really big stuff. Even the 2 extra large, even the extra large stuff sells well. Let's see what the pit to pit was on this. 29 inches, 36 length. So definitely a really big item right there. Let's take a minute to go into comments, see what else is happening. Check out the Google. Let's see if there's any more Q&A coming in. Looks like I got a question. Have you ever had any experience selling deerskin blazers? Just pick one up for $6. No, I've never tried to sell one of those types of blazers, but I'll definitely look into it after. There's so many different types, but you know, for $6, if it's a nice item, I mean, I think you could definitely sell it if it's something high quality and just looks nice. I mean, $6. If you were in it for maybe 10 or 20, then I'd say, you know what, maybe you're rolling the dice. Just since I haven't even heard of it, so maybe it's not that popular of an item. But you know, it's always good to experiment and see what works for you, because you know, maybe something works for me and doesn't work for you. Something that works for you doesn't work for me. So you got to be innovative. You got to try new things and just see what works. Let's go another question. How much was your mannequin for taking pictures? Well, I have a few mannequins. I have a dress form mannequin, which is like a 3D model, and then I have a hanging mannequin that goes against the wall that I don't use anymore. But the hanging mannequin was like, I think it was like 30 or 40 bucks. And the dress form mannequin, I believe I paid $80 on eBay, something around there. We got someone making fun of me. Where are you from, Kansas Picker? If someone has a name Kansas Picker, where do you think they're from? All right, let's go into the actual comments under the YouTube video and see what's going on. Looks like we got 39 pickers in the room right now. Unbelievable. I feel privileged right now. Glad everyone's in the room having some fun. Hearts pickers, they are slow sellers, but once you get an idea of what sells, it starts to pop every other day. The more you have, the more you sell. Exactly. Hearts picker just hit the nail on the head right there. He knows what I'm talking about. Mike B, hey, raking live. Gonna play the lotto tomorrow. Yeah, you should definitely play the lotto tomorrow. Joey Wheeler, never purchased nor never sold any pieces of clothing. Just looking into it now. I mean, yeah, I mean, the main reason why I love selling clothes, and it's definitely something I think you should consider, is because it's so abundant. I'm not sure where you live, where you're located, if you're from the United States or not, but in the United States, there is a crap load of clothing out there at thrift stores and at yard sales and on Facebook groups and on Craigslist. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, there's so much clothes, and when you ever have so many of something, you know, things are going to fall through the cracks. People are going to, you know, undervalue it. People are going to not realize what they have, and there's going to be an opportunity for you. And you know, clothes, it's so easy to get your hands on, and it's so cheap to acquire. The investment that you have to put out to actually get your hands on it is so low compared to other types of items that it's really a win-win. You could be in the green and making a profit within your first week or maybe your first month. But definitely consider looking into it, you know. Watch some videos. I got a bunch of videos on my channel, free videos. So if you don't want to spend the money on the 101 Killer clothing brands, you don't have to. You know, check the videos, read articles, get into Facebook groups. You know, watch these live hangouts. I mean, the knowledge is out there. So I definitely would, you know, give it a shot, Joey, and see, you know, see if it works for you. It's not for everybody, you know. Some people just can't stand clothing, and they have nightmares about it, while others, like myself, have, you know, positive dreams about it, if you want to put it like that in a weird way. But let's get on to the next comment. We got Anthony Wybara. A brand I just started selling is Bogasi. Sells good. I don't think I've ever sold that brand, but I know it is super high-end. And I think I actually mentioned that brand in a recent video, because it really it can really bring in some serious profit. Michelle Anderson, I've stopped picking up the RL polos because there have been a ton at the thrift store, so I figured people don't want them. They still will sell, but it really depends. Like if you're new and maybe you don't mind selling an item that you pick up for $3 and selling it for 15 or for 13, I mean, if you don't mind doing it, then pick it up. You could even get away sometimes selling them for $19.99 or $24.99 if it's a really nice, maybe a vibrant color, a little bigger in size. But you know, lately, like I said, I've been trying to focus on higher end stuff with more profit margins in it. And you know, although I do take best offers for, you know, prices that I'm not super excited about, when I'm buying things, my main focus is to aim for at least $30 or more. Maybe 25 if it's something that I know will sell fast, maybe like a Vineyard Vines polo or something. But you know, Ralph Lauren polos, Ralph Lauren sells. It's one of the best-selling brands probably on eBay in terms of clothing. I mean, a ton of them sell every single day, and it's just a matter of, you know, the right person coming along and buying yours, and, you know, considering your business model and everything. But they do sell. You could even sell them in lots. They do pretty well. Union Pacific Model 17, I love that name. I finally took the plunge this week to start doing eBay full time. Thank you so much for everything you do. I probably would have never started an eBay without your advice. Well, hey, thanks so much for that kind comment. I appreciate it. And I know how you feel, because there's so many people I could thank as well for, you know, helping me to get started. And, you know, I'm just so grateful to be a part of this community, to be able to add value to your people's lives, and, you know, to be able to help you out and get comments like that. Because, you know, I say this all the time, but when I first got started, man, I was so, you know, grateful for all the people that were putting out free information and helping me out, and, you know, changed my life, because I was stuck working in the restaurant industry and, you know, doing these stupid little odd jobs just to get by, and I didn't have anything in my bank account. I didn't have any savings. You know, I couldn't go out for a nice dinner, or I couldn't, you know, do things that, you know, I'd like to do. And, you know, being able to pick and to be able to make YouTube videos and publish a book and, you know, do Amazon and all these things that, you know, not only make me money but help you folks out, and, you know, the value I could give, it just, I just feel blessed. Hearts Picker says every night you're live. I'm about to just put a 24-hour webcam on me all day long and just follow me along. That would be crazy. Let's see who else we got in the comments section. Dennis D. Hey, Steve, what percentage of inventory would you say is slow dime versus quick nickel? I would say 90% of my inventory is slow dime, 10% is quick nickel. You know, as time goes on and things, you know, if they're taking a long time to sell and I just want to get rid of them, you know, I will lower the price and get them out. But, you know, as you get more experienced and you get a better feel for what's selling, you kind of start to buy items that you know will sell, and you set it at a price that you're confident you will get eventually. So definitely more of a slow dime approach. But it is very good to keep a mix. I like to call it the mix match model, where you're kind of mixing and matching just based on the item. So definitely more of a slow dime guy. Glad Sky said Karen Scott is a good women's brand of blazers to buy and sell. You can usually pick them up for less than $5, and I've sold one before for $33.99. Women like that brand. I've noticed they sell fast. The vibrant colors really are good sellers too, the purple and the oranges. Thanks for sharing that. I mean, I don't have really any knowledge at all when it comes to women's clothing, regardless of what the style or type is. I mean, that's definitely something I need to learn more about, but I'm still learning men's clothing. You know, you could call me an expert, but there's people that know a lot more than me, and there's a lot more that I need to learn when it comes to clothing. There's just so much to learn, it's ridiculous. All right, let's see what else we got here. What was the first thing you sold on eBay? Barry Gilbert. First thing I ever sold was probably, this was before I was doing clothing. I was messing around with silver and doing silver coins. So that was probably one of the first things that I flipped. But, you know, I sold a few random things, you know, years back on eBay, but nothing that I can really remember. Sold some bicycles. One of the first few things that I sold, but I usually sell them on Craigslist. But I'll give you that for an answer. I'm not really 100% sure. All right, let's get back into the sales update. We got 45 viewers in the room, so I got to start putting out some of that content. All right, next item that sold is a brand called, say this brand 10 times in a row, Ermenegildo Zegna, Ermenegildo Zegna, Ermenegildo Zegna. Wow, I am a freaking weirdo. Ermenegildo Zegna was the brand. Bluish grayish kind of color to it, extra large, 56 in Italian. The size, just a very nice item right there. It's got the 3 buttons up at the top. It has the pocket, nice collar, short sleeve, and this was for sale initially at $34.99, and I ended up taking a best offer for $25. Let's double check that my memory serves me correct. Yep, $25 it sold for. Ended up listing this on April 29th. So it sold May 18th, so less than 3 weeks to sell. And only in this for about $3.99. Flipped it for $25. So after fees and everything, I probably made about $15. So, you know, $4 to $15. Can't complain at all. Almost quadrupled my money. But Ermenegildo Zegna, definitely a very high-end Italian brand. I'll pick these things up in terms of polo shirts, button front shirts, blazers, sport coats, suits. I mean, just an excellent brand, high-end. Check these things out in the store brand new, or just check them out online, because I don't know if you have a store near you. I think these are from Italy. But very high-end, just an excellent item right there. Let me show you the tag. There you go. Flip through a few of the pictures for you. Let me get a little drink of water and clear my throat. Next item that sold is another excellent brand. I know the Bonafide Hustler loves this brand. Definitely a nice outdoor brand. They got some really good high-quality gear. And the brand is Mountain Hardwear. This is a men's shirt, obviously, brown in color, button front. I believe it's a spread collar. I don't see the fasten down collar, but short sleeve, large, very nice. Let me show you the tag. Very nice item. And this is one of those brands that just sells extremely well. If you find it, pick it up, regardless of what it is. I mean, it will sell. This is like one of those brands like Patagonia or Vineyard Vines or something like that, where it's like the brand just, it's a very shiny brand. People love that brand, and they'll rock it because it's such a popular brand. And I actually listed this on, let's see, Listed at April 20th, sold May 16th, so less than a month. So you've been noticing a lot of these items that have sold within less than a month. So definitely not a bad turnover rate right there. Another item that sold is a beautiful vintage. I'm not sure if it's actually vintage, but it's an older version LL Bean shirt made in the USA. That's what you want to find right there, the made in the USA stuff. The Freeport, Maine style, an excellent style to buy with the LL Bean brand. Beautiful geometric design, awesome colors, snap tee fleece, good for skiing and winter time, and just an excellent item right there. The color, the design, it pops. It screams out, buy me, buy me, buy me, flip me for a profit on eBay. But, you know, just an excellent item right there. Let's take a look at the listing. As you can see, I put my inventory number in here. So when it sells, I go down to the storage unit, go through the racks, I look for the number and the letter associated to it, and I find it within a few seconds. So it's a pretty effective system. And I will make a video someday. I know I promised you guys months ago that I would make a video showing my inventory system, but it's just the lighting is so bad in there. It's been kind of like difficult to do, and it really hasn't motivated me to make the video, but I will make it because I know it'll help a lot of people. But it's a really easy system. I could explain it within minutes. 100% polyester. Just a very nice item, $39.99. And they actually paid, which is somewhat surprising because if you look at the buyer ID, 0 feedback, so that's always scary when you sell to someone who has no feedback. Next item is speaking of the devil, a Vineyard Vines polo shirt. And this took a little over a month to sell, size 2 extra large. I think the reason why it took so long to sell, and when I say it's so long, I say that in correspondence to the actual brand, because Vineyard Vine usually sells within a snap of a finger. I mean, it's a brand that sells quick, but the reason why I say it sells so long, even though it's not that long, like a month and a week, is because of the little logo that's on the front. Sometimes if you find a good brand like Southern Tide or Vineyard Vines or even a Ralph Lauren polo shirt, and if it has an awkward or a weird patch or a logo or just an embroidery that is made specially for some event or for somebody, maybe initials, it could affect the time frame that it sells. So always be careful. But this, I knew it would sell eventually, just because the brand, first of all, it's just an excellent brand, and secondly, it was a 2 extra large, and third, the color. It was a nice aqua color, so I knew it would sell. It did. It took a little while, but $29.99. Next item that sold is a Bugatti Uomo. I don't know why I said it like that, but button front shirt, long sleeve, spread collar, $26.99 in item condition. It looks great. 2 extra large, that big and tall stuff, it sells. Here's a look at the tag. This is one of those brands that will sell. It does take time, but try to focus on the ones that have an interesting color or a really crazy design. Those seem to do the best. But definitely a good brand, an expensive brand in the store. Go through some of the pictures for you. All right, I'm going to jump back into the comments real quick, shout some more people out, answer some questions. 44 viewers in the room, so we got some popcorn popping. We got people interested. Let's see. See if we got any questions. And again, just want to remind you folks, if you like these videos, hit that like button. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you have any ideas for future live hangout videos, maybe things that you would like me to research or just topics in general. Whatever you want me to do, let me know. And, I don't know unless you let me know. Michelle Wood, oh, here we go. As much as I kidded you last night about pronunciation of name brands, I'll be first time to admit I can't pronounce Zegna. And yes, I have one of those in my pile of the 300 shirts. Yeah, it's a difficult, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correct, but that's kind of been the way that I've started to pronounce it, and I've just been pronouncing it over time. So in my mind, it sounds right. Michelle also says, I've never done a video, but I should. I'm ashamed of all the clothes I bought in the past month for inventory and yet to list. Yeah, I mean, you got to get yourself in a listing routine. You got to get yourself moving. You got to get yourself out of that procrastination phase, because it's so easy to fall into it. I fall into it from time to time because I have that laziness inside of me that just wants to do nothing, and I really have to fight it. But I feel like once I get moving, like like a little trick I do is like maybe I'll have like 30 or 40 things that I'll want to list in a day, and a little trick that I'll do instead of psyching myself out, I was just saying to myself, I'm just going to get started. I'm going to do my first. I'm going to do 5 and see how I feel after that. And just getting started and getting moving and, getting that good feeling of completion kind of motivates you and propels you to keep going. And before you know it, you got them all done. So, just get started and slowly knock down the list. And before you know it, you'll have a clean house, items listed, and, eventually it'll start moving out the door, which is the goal. Just scanning through some more comments. All right, so Joey Wheeler's from Canada. Not sure how the clothing market is out there, but definitely let me know. Let me know how you do. Natalie G, I have very little experience selling men's clothes in general, even less in blazers and suits. I sold one Gap wool blazer over the holidays and did well. I get pretty overwhelmed picking because there's so much to sell. Hope to venture more in the men's department. With your help, of course, hoping to eventually get your book. Yeah, I know what you're saying, though. It's definitely overwhelming, especially with the blazer, sports coats, and suits. That was pretty much one of the last things that I really dug my teeth into and started to learn, just because it was overwhelming. It was intimidating. I don't know what it is about those items, but it kind of freaked me out at first. But once you get over your fear and you start learning, it's really not that hard. It just there are quite a few things that you got to get your hands on and get a grasp of, though. But you take it one step at a time. And I know what you're saying, Natalie. There is a lot of inventory out there, but that's a good thing. It leaves you with an opportunity. It leaves you with a chance to create your own niche, and it gives you that I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but it gives you that shot to succeed. And there's just so many things out there. You could focus on sweaters. You could focus on suits. You could focus on polo shirts. You could focus on women's or kids or whatever. So, I mean, it's just a huge opportunity. Mike B, for your information, the G is silent, pronounced. So instead of it being Zegna, it's Xenia. That's interesting. Let's see who else we got. Denise D, I have a few jackets, sports coats, and have had them for a while. Paid about $4 or $5 each, but been slow about listing due to limited knowledge on them. Plan to list them soon. Yeah, you got to get those things listed because they ain't gonna sell if they're not listed. That's one thing I can guarantee. Just looking through the comments real quick. Christopher Ray, if I am spending $200 a week, how much should I expect in profit after about a month? Also, is $200 a week not enough to grow? It's definitely enough to grow. It's really impossible for me to tell you how much profit, but you should definitely be able to double or triple your profits if you focus on higher end items like blazers, sports coats, suits, jackets, bigger sweaters and stuff of that nature. You can make 10, 15 times your money, but it really depends. When you're new, don't really worry about the profit at first. Worry more about learning the process, how to list correctly, how to take nice pictures, how to do keyword research, finding your little honey holes in your local area. Focus on those things first. If you focus on the money too quick, it's going to freak your brain out. When did your business take off to the point where you could do this full time? And that's no TOCR8TIV3. Don't know how to pronounce that name, but okay, now I see it. Not too creative. That's cool. I like your picture too. When did business take off to the point where you could do this full time? Probably about six or 8 months in. I was able to go full time, and I was doing Craigslist, I was doing Amazon, I had a few other things going on, but probably about 6 or 8 months. All right, let's get back into the sales update. I'm starting to lose my voice already. I can feel it, and let's wrap this puppy up. Next item that sold is a Canali, the Canali brand, definitely another high-end Italian brand. These are some dress pants. Looks like they're pleated, I believe, which is a folded crease going down the seam of the pants, or the center of the pants. Size 40 by 29, $34.99. Let me see if I can show you the tag right there. Canali, very nice item. These things go for super high prices in the store. Next item that sold is actually a tie. Remember I told you guys in my last hangout that I sold a tie recently? Well, here's that Robert Talbot Rochester style tie, polka dots. Very nice item right there. 66 inches, very long. And I only paid a few bucks for this and sold it for, I believe, $30. Let me double check. 30 bucks. So that was one of the first few ties that I've sold. Show you the tag right there. When it comes to ties, you don't really have to, do anything that extravagant in terms of the listing. At least I didn't, and it sold. Robert Talbot tie. This tie is in excellent condition. You will love it. Length, width, 1-day shipping. Thanks. Out the door. Next item that sold is an interesting brand. First time ever picking up this brand. Not sure if you folks have ever heard of this brand, but it was a first for me. I didn't recognize the brand at all when I first saw it. I had to look it up on my cell phone and then confirm that it's actually selling for some good profits. The brand is Stone Rose. I believe this is a London brand, but I could be wrong. Spread collar, button-up shirt, size 4. So I believe that's a European size right there, or a London size. I'm not even sure the correct terminology. But a very nice dress shirt right there. It was screaming out quality. It looked very nice, had a great design to it, almost like an English laundry shirt. It looks like that, except it doesn't have the embroideries and stitching. But very nice item. Took a best offer for 30 bucks on that. And that didn't take very long to sell at all, I believe. Let's see. Listed that up. I listed that up May 18th, and then it sold. I think it sold today, so only a few days to sell. Nice flip right there. And that's it. Looks like that's it for the sales update. This is just a random page. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the sales update. Maybe you learned some new items, some styles, some brands, some price points. Maybe I got you motivated and inspired to start selling clothes. But, hopefully you learned something. It's all about education. I love doing these videos. I love interacting. I love answering the questions and helping folks, just like you folks help me on a daily basis to make more money. You keep me inspired. You keep me leveraged to keep moving forward. So I'm always trying to give back and add value to your lives, and hopefully I am accomplishing that goal. Like I said, been working on the Blazing Profits program for about the last few months, really hard. So I'm looking forward to getting back into eBay and hitting it hard again. But Blazing Profits is a course which is centered around selling blazers, sports coats, and suits. Should be out within probably about a month, and just an excellent program that's definitely going to help you to raise up your profit margins and your prices so you can really, take a grasp of this and start rolling in that type of money that is worth your time. That's really what it's all about. And blazers, sports coats, and suits are definitely the type of items you want to focus on for higher profits. So, again, thank you so much. I'm going to go in the comment section one last time, shout some people out who are maybe just coming in. Again, if you like these videos, hit that like button, smash it. And, leave a comment. Let me know how you folks like this video. If there's anything I can do to improve these videos, feel free to, add your 2 cents. If you have any ideas for future videos, add your 2 cents, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. Let's see if there's any more questions. We got, I can't pronounce that name, M-Y-R-N-A. I can't talk. I've been watching something Carter. I've been watching your YouTube videos. I like them, just to let you know. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support. And I'm going to go into the YouTube comments and answer the last questions, refresh it for the last time, and then I'm going to head out of here. I'm losing my voice. For some reason, Michelle Wood, every time you leave a comment, it goes under the spam file, and I have to approve it. It's weird. We got Silver Taco in the comment section. I've been doing great so far. Shipping sucks, though. Yeah, shipping prices are getting a little crazy lately. I know they go up, incrementally, and every year they seem to increase just due to inflation and whatnot and oil prices. But actually, just recently, I believe they're starting to shrink the sizes of the boxes. So the boxes used to be a certain size, and I believe they're making them smaller now. Don't quote me, but someone was telling me that the other day. So very interested to see what's going to happen there. It's kind of like the grocery store. The prices are going up, but the portions are going down. Joey Wheeler says, how do you know how much to list things for? The easiest way is to go into the sold and the completed listings, kind of like with what real estate agents do. One of the ways that real estate agents figure out how much your house is worth is they compare it to other houses which have sold. And that's kind of like the same thing with clothing. You just go into eBay, that's the market, check the sold listings to see how many have sold, check the completed listings to check the sell-through rates, and just get a feel for what people are paying. And that's kind of like a comparable price that you could set it for and sell it. Jack Tripper, Steve, you were asking how to refresh comments without refreshing the page. Just go back and forth from clicking on newest, first top comments and come back to newest. Oh, I see what you're saying. I didn't even know that existed. Thank you. Michelle, I wouldn't be going downtown and asking a businessman I pass on Main Street to tell me what ties they have on. I'll get back to you on that. Harold Rumetz, thanks, Steve. Always a pleasure listening to you. Thank you for stopping by. It's always a pleasure having you in the room. Silver Tacos in Canada as well. Dennis D or Denise D, what type of lighting do you use? Where do you get it? I use a little, it's a little lighting studio kit. Got it off eBay for, I think it was $44.99. Came with the light stands. It came with 3 light stands, 2 bigger ones, 1 small one. It came with 3 umbrellas, the lights, the light fixture to hold it in and everything. And it's really nice. It really takes excellent pictures. It doesn't take excellent pictures, but it gives you great lighting. And the lighting diffuses through the pictures so there's no shadows or whatnot. But check that out on eBay. It's a lighting kit. Let's see. Mike B, like your vids. Thanks for doing them. Having a baby soon. Started hustling to buy all the stuff we need. You turned me on to the Bugatti Uomo, and Bonafide Hustler turned me on to Swatch watches. Thanks for that. Anytime, Mike. I'm glad you're putting the knowledge to use. Just going through some of the last comments to see if there's anyone else I could shout out. I think that's about it. I don't think there's anybody that I didn't shout out. I just want to make sure to give everybody recognition that you folks know I appreciate you having you here. But again, thanks for watching. I'm going to wrap it up. If you got any questions, leave a comment below, or find me on Facebook at Rake and Profit, or subscribe to me on YouTube at Rake and Profit. I am, I love doing these videos, and I'm glad you guys are finding value in them. So have yourselves a great night. Keep on picking and making that money, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.